Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new. I'm Nika and I make book related videos, and as you can see in today's video I'm going to be talking about all the 6 books I read in the month of March. So March was a pretty good month in terms of reading, and I read a total of 6 books. Out of these 6 books, 4 were paperbacks and the remaining 2 were ebooks, Kindle Unlimited and all of that. And so without further ado, I'm going to dive right in and share the different books that I read with you. If I'm looking down, it's because I have my reading journal right here, so I've got all the records here. So the first book that I'm going to share with you all is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Now last month in February I read Book Lovers, which was actually a gift for me. It was gifted to me by a colleague for the Secret Santa thing last year, and I really loved Emily Henry's book writing. So I decided that I wanted to check out the couple of other books that she has also written, and this is the one I went with first, People We Meet on Vacation. Now in this book we basically follow Poppy and Alex, 2 best friends who always reunite during summer to go on an epic trip. But the issue is that when the book is set, until 2 years ago they kind of ruined everything and they haven't spoken since. So they've always been going on these road trips, on some nice vacations, but something happened. We don't know until more or less the end what happened that made them stop with this thing. I really enjoyed it. It was a fun friends to lovers thing, especially one that also dealt with so much of maintenance of said friendship over long distance. So that is something that is really well explored in this one, I think. Overall, I really enjoyed this book because this also takes place in a nice, I've actually forgotten where it took place, but the overall experience was really nice, and we had a couple of side characters were also really fun and added the appropriate amount of spice into this book. Also the fact that how do I describe this? The development of Poppy's feelings for Alex, same for Alex, his feelings for her, and then even apart from this emotional love angle as well, there's also the whole this whole development of thinking that Poppy has towards her job. So for the longest time she's been kind of in this very fast-paced career professional environment that she's enjoyed, where she's been able to merge her love for traveling with a career basically. So after actually living your dream for so long, what happens when you start having second thoughts about it, or you're just done with it and all of that? Or there's also situations where inspiration does not strike you anymore and you are in a rut, you're burnt out, all of that, dealing with that on top of emotions, on top of friendships. And we all know that even apart from the romantic angle, maintaining friendships is not a very easy thing in today's modern world, especially when that friendship is long distance and everything. So I think this was done really well, and let's see, I rated this book a 4-star. I would definitely recommend you pick it up, and yeah. The next book that I read was also another Emily Henry, and this one is Beach Read. Now this one takes place, like the name suggests, kind of on the shores, on a beach, but this was, I would say, more light-hearted than People We Meet on Vacation, I think. But then again, it was also more serious in the way that these people aren't actually on vacation, they are on a time crunch. Both of these main characters, we have Augustus and January. Both of them are writers, and Augustus writes mostly literary fiction, whereas January writes rom-coms basically. So the issue is that both of them are kind of in a rut. They don't they're having writer's block and everything. So both of them decide that they will rewrite the other's genre, and just to switch things up and see how it goes. And so both of them plan out these elaborate experiments that would help the other understand their own perspectives when it comes to writing their genres and everything. And that is how, of course, since it's a romance, they will fall in love. It's also done very well. I just really love how both of them are described in this book, and it goes as: January is a hopeless romantic who narrates her life like she's the lead in a blockbuster movie. Gus is a serious literary type who thinks true love is a fairy tale. Another thing that I really like about Emily Henry's books in general is that, even though there is such romance, these two characters the lead characters almost often connect on a like sort of friendly level before they go into like full-fledged lovers and everything. So that is something that I think is done really well. There's also a suitable decent amount of self-introspection without it becoming pretentious at all. So I think that is also done quite well in Emily Henry's books. And then I also have to say that especially in Beach Read, I think the internal commentary of January is really fun and interesting, and you as a reader are also involved. So yeah, this was another fun read, and I would definitely say that I want to read the next Emily Henry books for sure, because I've read all 3 so far. So yeah, I rated this book 3 out of 5 stars. Then the next book I read was a short story collection, and this was a review copy sent to me from Rupa Publications, and it's named The Homecoming and Other Stories by Indrani Borwa. What was interesting about these collection of stories was that they all delved into the various issues that humans face, and as such the various emotions throughout a myriad of different plot lines and everything. So I think it was done really, really well. As it's written here in these pages, you will find jealousy, fear, greed and violence, as well as hopes, dreams, passions and enthusiasm. But apart from all of that, it also deals with some very interesting themes, or interesting, I won't say interesting, but very important social issues such as feudicide, blackmail, superstitions, which are often things that are the, how do I say this? I've had a really long day, of course, so I feel like my brain is not braining right now, but certain superstitions that are the bane of particular societies, of particular cultures and all of that, and also divides human trafficking and all of social divides. And in fact, the short story The Homecoming is about this girl called Mira, who has been sold into prostitution, and about her feelings about wanting to go back home, finding her family, finding her roots, all of that. So overall, this book is done really well, and it's mostly set in Assam. So I think it was done really, really well. Although I think I had a couple of favorites here, which let's see if I can come across them right now. And I think Ambition, Ambition is the one where the parents are so involved with their career without having enough time to give, devote their time to their family, to their children. Everything topples down, all the success. I mean, at the end of the day, what's money, what's too much of ambition when you can't spend time with your family, all of that. So it does deal and put forth questions that are also very difficult, or I would say not very black and white. It really makes you think. So this was another interesting read, and I rated this one another 3 out of 5 stars. Then let us talk about my favorite book in March, which was Bunny by Mona Awad. I have to say that the first thing that actually caught my eye was this amazing cover. So basically we follow a girl named Samantha as she's doing her MFA program in a very exclusive all female group basically. And what's interesting is that this book is sort of a psychological horror. It's got dark academia vibes. It's a fever dream of a book, I think. And through Samantha we see what it is to have a popular girls group inside the class and you're the outsider. So I think this book gives it all. You have dark academia because it's all set in an MFA program, everybody's studying and all of that. Then if you have never been the popular kid in school, you'll know what it is like, or you'll probably relate with the girl Samantha, seeing the group from the outside as an outsider. And it also gives you the chance to think of what a perfect partner for you would be. So basically we follow Samantha, and she is in this MFA program group where it's just her and a few other girls, I think 4 or 5 other girls, and they are very hyper feminine girls, and they call each other Bunny, and sometimes it's sugary sweet, it's too much, So that was that, and it was a very, very interesting read. Then again, this also deals with a lot of binaries. So when you're reading, you're forced to think of what's in, what's out, what's popular, what's not popular, what is accepted, what is not accepted, Then again, with your writing as well, how does the world see it? With Samantha, her works were always seen as angry and mean until she was a part of the it group, until she was a part of the clique. And then even then, even though she's a part of them, she's always an outsider because of her beliefs, her thinking, and all of that. And especially the thing that I noticed especially was whenever the girls, these bunnies, would talk, they would always speak as we. It was never I. It's like, oh, we don't like this, we don't like that, and all of that. But this was done really, really well. I think it was a very, very fever dream of a book, like I said before. And the crazy starts a bit too late towards the end, but when it does, oh my god, what a ride. You are forced, when you'll end this book, or when you're in the last, like, let's say 1/3 of the book, you'll be like, so whatever happened, was it a dream? Was the character dreaming? Was I dreaming? Was I misunderstanding what was written? And everything. Of course, it clears it up in the end, but there are a couple of things that are left open for you as a reader to figure out, or basically it's open to interpretation. I have my own thoughts, but since I don't want to make this a spoilery review, I will not share them all with you. But I've also posted about my thoughts on my Instagram page, so you can definitely check out that post and get to know more about what I think. But it was really, really interesting. I think this was definitely one of the best books I've read so far this year. I know it's only March, but so far this is one of the best, if not the best books that I've read this year. Of course, I rated it 5 out of 5 stars. I read 2 more romance books, which were both adult romances and kind of like novellas. I read Hate Notes by V. Keelant and Penelope Ward. This was a quick read for me. I did not, unfortunately, I have to tell you that I did not enjoy it that much. And how much did I rate it? I rated it 3 stars. So basically, we follow this enemies to lovers romance, and it takes place. It takes, starts with an unexpected twist when the heroine, whose name is Charlotte, she finds a note that is a handwritten note that is sewn into a wedding dress that she's buying. As she tries to uncover the identity of this mystery man, she also discovers a connection she never expected. So of course, it's an enemies to romance and everything, and it was an enjoyable read. I think I enjoyed it when I read it, but that's the thing, I don't remember anything about this book, and that tells you a lot about what I thought about it. But that said, for a one-time read, if you just want some mindless fun and everything, this 3-star read was good. Will be a good recommendation for you, I think. Then the other book that I read was Painted Scars by Neva Altaj, I think. And this was a mafia romance or fake marriage novel, which was quite well done, I think. So this book basically follows these 2 people who get into a fake marriage sort of thing for societal reasons. You know how it all starts. Their romance, their relationship, it starts gradually, and it's quite believable. It's also a bit of a slow burn. The girl is very sassy, and I loved her. Basically, he but he like fake marries her because she's very good at acting, so she'll be able to show the world that she's in love with him, and they're both aware of it. So yeah. And it also deals with this issue that where the guy is, I think, the head of the Russian mafia, and he's been severely injured in an accident, so he's kind of unable to walk for some time, and showing that sort of a weakness to the people in a society that would essentially frown upon you for that said weakness. That issue or aspect is explored well, and our female lead really supports him through all of that. So this did prove to be sort of a book with some sort of depth, so it was quite great as well. I rated it 3 stars, but I think I can maybe bump it up to 3.5 stars, something like that. So yeah, this was another interesting read. I would recommend it for sure. So those were all the 6 books I read in March. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm trying to keep these videos kind of short because I feel like it's better to talk more about the books that I enjoyed rather than all books, in general, and especially because sometimes you read romances just for the heck of it, just for passing the time and all of those, just for mindless reading. I'm sure you understand, and those books, it's quite difficult to actually remember what you felt about them when you read them. So yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did have a wonderful time reading this month, and please do check out this book. It's not for everyone, I have to say it, but it's definitely one of my favorite books now. So another must-read recommendation that you should take from this video. But thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time, and until then, take care. Peace out. Bye.